waiting on one to come back. My fault.
You're good.
Just a little time.
Yeah, I think she did.
So, you guys have made your position clear of 2-week layoff, and you guys think when Jim comes back, he should receive a raise, correct?
Yes.
He pays the money back,
And he pays the money back, yes. So,
but not immediately.
so here's what we're going to work with you with. Yes, the 2-week layoff. He has to repay the $28 before returning to work. We will not demote Jim when returning to work. And a month after returning to work, we will reevaluate Jim for a raise. We're not guaranteeing anything. But one more violation of policy will result in termination.
Can we guarantee a raise?
No,
Why?
because I'm not guaranteeing a raise to someone who has already sold from the company, regardless of how long he's been there.
Even though you're treating your employees
Yeah.
unfairly, and you're not giving them equal and fair pay?
I think we have paid Jim fairly well for the skills he has for the job. Because we could pay somebody else with similar skills the same salary.
Yeah, and he will be brand new for 1 year. Jim's been there for 19, so he definitely is not being paid fairly.
So if he's been there 19 years, knows company policy,
It makes
chose
the
to
same amount
violate
of
it.
money as someone who's been there for 1 year, and you think that's fair?
That's not fair at all.
To some extent, you get paid for the skills you have for the job.
But I think the problem is if you give him a raise, we've mentioned this before, if you give him a raise when he comes back,
We're sending mixed signals as if this policy is not a big deal.
yeah, and it's gonna happen, these people are gonna keep stealing money from the machines.
Well, that's
So
where
I think you
the,
have to look at the nature of the incident, and he didn't necessarily steal.
Because,
He acknowledged he knew the policy
There was-
and acknowledged he
You
sold
guys also
funds.
have to take accountability for the nature and the history of like your company and like why things happen the way they happen. And I think a huge part of that is the miscommunication that there was, the mistreatment, harsh working conditions, and also not giving them enough pay.
So we will acknowledge that we probably did a poor job rolling out this policy to the employees as a whole. But in this instance, we're talking about Jim, who was briefed on the policy and had an understanding of the policy and followed it.
what's the thing you just wrote down? What's the thing you just wrote down?
why didn't Jim just come talk to, I mean, if I had a job and I'm not getting paid, but I think I should get paid.
He
I'm
has
just-
talked to you guys before.
Oh, he has?
And he's never gotten
Yes,
a
he's never got a
raise.
raise. He was denied a raise.
Well, we really want to like get this issue to stop, right?
Right.
We want to get people to stop stealing from the machines. So do you agree that giving him a raise when he comes back will?
Sounds mixed signals
So
as to
what if
whether or not this
you,
policy is being used.
because you're saying it's sending mixed signals, what if when Jim does come back to work, you were to survey him weekly, taking note, watching
Yes, we
him for a couple
are willing to
months.
reevaluate, and then.
But like constantly staying track so then you all can regain his trust again. And as he's already paid it back, as he's already paid his punishment, after regaining his trust again, you can give him a raise then. And see like, okay, we understand, we're moving past this, you've gained our trust again, we've moved on, we've surveyed you, we've watched you, it's been months. Now we think that you are ready for a raise.
But you can't guarantee a raise.
See, I can't, yeah, we cannot
Can't
guarantee a raise.
He has to, like
Well,
you said,
we
we
need
Okay,
to-
so
can't.
he shows it,
We need a
I can
and if
guarantee
he
I can
promises to
guarantee
gain your
that
trust back and he
reevaluation.
does show
Well, we
it,
need a
there's a
guaranteed
guaranteed
raise.
raise.
We can guarantee that when he comes back to work, we will monitor, we will evaluate, and if at the end of that evaluation period, we go, you know what?
How long is the
He's proven-
evaluation period? How long?
It shouldn't honestly be longer than like 3 to 6 months.
Okay, 3-month evaluation period.
Yeah.
But we're not guaranteeing a raise, we're guaranteeing that we will monitor, we will evaluate, and at the end of that 3 months, if we deem that yes, Jim deserves a raise, we will give him a raise. But we cannot guarantee a raise.
If Jim has been such a good employee for so long, it shouldn't be a problem for him
No,
to.
it should
That
be.
is-
Yeah, so we're not gonna, I don't think we're not gonna guarantee you.
Because we
Get a
can't
raise.
guarantee anything.
Yeah, because we're not gonna guarantee you're gonna get a
Guarantee
raise.
if it goes well.
If
If
it
it
goes,
goes
a
well, we
raise.
will give Jim a raise.
and it should go well.
And it should go well, 'cause
he's a good employee.
Really, outside of one incident, he's been a great employee.
Yeah.
But again, we have to look at this one incident and take it seriously.
Well, I don't think you should
I
be using
get
your
that, but I
employee
don't
as a
think-
prevention system, because that's your employee. Like, yeah, he did it, it's like proving a point, like, hey, like, maybe we need to, better enforce a procedure instead of using a employee as a, procedure.
But enforcing the policy involves punishment of people who violate the
Well, I
policy.
understand that, but that wasn't very clear in the procedure.
And again, we are willing to acknowledge that in the future, we need to do a better job communicating with all employees. But in this case, Jim was brief on the
But not
policy and had an
only
understanding of the
communicating,
policy.
but giving your employees fair pay.
Yeah, but I think if you, the way that you guys are dealing with just specifically Jim is gonna prove a point to your other employees that maybe you're not a good company to work for.
Why?
Because you're telling him that he's gonna come back, he's not gonna have a raise, and he's been there for 19 years. So Jim's gonna walk around everywhere and tell people, hey, like, I've been working for 19 years, I've never gotten a raise. You
No,
know,
he's going to, he already has. Like, he's
Hey,
complained
I've
about this
worked here for
before.
19
Other
years.
people in
I
the
never
company
got a
have
raise,
complained about it
so I stole
before,
money.
nothing's been done.
it's not even,
And
he
that
didn't
says a
steal
lot
any
about
money,
you
honestly.
guys and your company.
I don't think it's necessarily stealing.
It is, it's theft from the company.
Because as a
Well, it's
company,
not,
if-
but
It is. It
what did,
quite literally violates the policy on how to.
we're not,
No, if you
but we're
look at
saying
the
it's not
nature of-
necessarily stealing, it's not
The
stealing.
incident- And you look at the history, there was miscommunication to begin with, and I think that, like, period where he was, quote unquote, stealing, was him reimbursing himself.
Yeah, so you guys issued a reimbursement, and it was a month before, and the employees were supposed to vouch for their funds used in the testing machines. So possibly Jim, instead of, he didn't necessarily steal, he just took money already out of the coin, or out of the machines as his reimbursement.
Well, in the policy, we have a procedure on how you are to go about getting reimbursed, and nowhere in there does it say
Well, it was
just
a
take
month
money out of the
delayed.
funds.
They hadn't received them in a month.
So, I mean, but that's like saying, hey, my paycheck's 2 weeks out, it's okay if I steal now.
Well, his paycheck was a month out.
So his paycheck's a month out, so it's okay to steal?
It's not
It's not
stealing,
stealing.
It is
it's
stealing. He stole money.
reimbursement.
But you don't reimburse yourself from the company by taking coins when we have a policy in place for reimbursement.
What's your problem with the pitch we just gave? Can you repeat that?
Yeah, so the 2-week
The
layoff,
problem is that you guys aren't addressing the root issue, which is you're not giving your employees fair pay.
We're promising to,
reevaluate Jim, and if
Yeah,
everything
but
goes
you're
well,
not
like it
promising him a
should,
raise, which is the
but
bigger
we can't
issue
guarantee a
here.
raise.
because,
Well, if he's returning the money and you're gonna evaluate him, I think we
You
should
can't
be able to
guarantee the
guarantee
raise.
him a raise.
You just come back. Jim has friends in the company, most
Right,
likely.
and they're probably
so
gonna
if he
leave.
comes back and
Says, oh
he
man,
gets
I
a
got a
raise,
raise.
oh, I got a raise, and he just stole money.
Has Jim's friends been there for 19 years? Probably not.
I would argue that him being there for 19 years and violating the policy is worse than if he was brand new and violating the policy.
I disagree. Why would it, that doesn't make any sense.
Not with
Because
the way that he's been treated for
and
19 years.
if an employee showed up and you hired him and he stole money, you would fire him because he's brand new. Jim's been there for 19 years. He's proved 19 years of loyalty and service with your guys' company.
So, like you just said, if a brand new employee did the exact same thing Jim did, we would terminate him immediately.
More than likely because
I would
he's
say
brand
we're
new.
going about this
But
fairly
brand new and
openly.
19 are two completely different situations.
What's the difference besides?
A lot.
A lot.
Like what?
You're 17 or 18 years off. It's 18 years of loyalty, 18 years of experience, 18 years of getting to know that person, and you know that Jim is not just a theft, he would have been stealing the whole 19 years, rather than just $28 to reimburse himself when his was a month off.
If it's so bad, how do you go 19 years at a job that's that bad?
Yeah, your guys' argument is, well,
I
Jim's
would-
worth
I would
more.
I would just left.
Because he has
But
no
you guys
other
are saying
job.
Jim is worth less, so that's what we're saying here.
We're not arguing Jim is
He
worth
can't
less.
lose,
We're
Oh,
arguing
you are,
you know,
because you're
he's
not
worth what
guaranteeing
He
he
him a
can't
really
lose
raise.
time to
Everything.
go find another job when he has a family to provide for.
Right. But the way I read this,
Well, it's
is
also in peak
he doesn't
pandemic.
appear to be in financial trouble. Like he doesn't appear to have financial issues. He's doing all these different things.
Well, we don't really know that.
Yeah, true.
It's also the start
I mean,
of
if
the
someone is
COVID-19
getting paid-
pandemic. And if Jim was to be laid off or he left your guys' workplace, he's not gonna be able to find another job.
Well, did he think about that before stealing?
It's not stealing, he was just reimbursing himself for the reimbursement that you guys issued a
He
month
was-
before.
He was reimbursing himself
In the
in a
incorrect
way that was not company policy.
And then he told you guys about it.
So he acknowledged the theft.
It's not theft, he was reimbursing himself. He acknowledged that he was reimbursing himself to you guys.
Yeah, is there any money he didn't tell us about? Because he very easily could have been doing this before and just not telling us.
Well, I disagree because he's returned lost monies up to $300 in other
Well, he
items.
could have used that as like, he could have been stealing the whole time and used that as a cover.
And use those one or two examples to say, hey, look, I'm a loyal employee that wouldn't do this.
So how do you guys know that for sure, that he can still just did complain about it?
Well, we don't think he's stolen anymore if you guys caught him
You
already.
don't think he's stolen.
You
don't know that.
think, you're not there.
Well, neither do you guys. We don't know if he stole money either. You guys
Well, we
don't
do
he
know if he
stole
stole money, because he acknowledged he stole money. He
Right.
admitted to it.
But he admitted to only taking $28 in coins. So if he would have stolen more, he probably would have admitted to it. He already admitted to stealing $28 in coins.
So we're gonna wrap up here soon.
No.
You guys made good, if you wanna continue, yes, I just wanted to make sure that, you guys made really good progress, very good argument. I've been taking quotes. They're really interesting ones coming from both teams. So if you wanna use up the rest of the 5 minutes, feel free to do so.
I
just
say we
wanna take
continue
a minute.
Wednesday.
Yeah, we're still gonna continue on Wednesday. If you guys need to
Okay,
regroup.
fine.
Go fire it up. This is not confronting.
Are we gonna get to
girl.
watch the video?
I think the tech office is gonna get it ready later this week, so.
That's all right.
We have to watch